We're here in Clarksville, Tennessee for the first high school game of the week on APSU-TV. I'm Aaron King. Alongside me is Gatlin Ivy, and this matchup today is between Northeast High School and Rossview High School. Now, these two teams do have a killer running game, and Gatlin, let's talk about that for a second. Rossview, really, what pokes out to you in the rushing game?
Well, Rossview, they really try to get on the outside. They try to be quick with it. They want to make sure, they want to see if they can beat you. They want to keep going. Well, we'll see how that pans out see how quick the defense is for Northeast right now, because it'll be a tough task.
Well, both defense are going to be in for a tough test today because Northeast as well has a really good run game. Tell us about that one.
Well, Northeast, I feel like that they run more uphill. They're trying to like hit you as hard as they can right in the mouth, ready to go. That's why they're going to be kind of more in their face, and I feel like they're going to get backed off a little bit.
Right. Let's jump straight into the key players of this game right here. We're going to start with Northeast, a big back, Tariq Freeman.
Yeah, he's incredible. He's number 38. He's got 342 total yards in 3 games. That's 114 yards average per game. Like, that's an incredible number for high school ball.
It is. He's definitely playing at a very high level right now. Let's go straight to Rossview. Running back Fred Orr. He's doing pretty well this year.
Yeah, and he's a little bit bigger. He's about 5'10", 180 pounds. But what he does, I feel like he tries to get to the outside and use his length with a stiff arm, trying to get people off of, and that way he can keep moving. Because those legs, they'll stride 2 or 3 yards if they need to.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of a Doug Martin, little low center of gravity. He's got the speed, but he will hit you in the mouth when he needs to. Let's go straight into the keys of the game. This isn't really oriented for any team specifically, but for both teams, what they need to try to think about or do to try to pull away a W in this one. First one, dominate the offensive line.
Well, one thing that stands out to me, Northeast has 7 senior offensive linemen, so that gives you a lot of experience up front that can push you back, that can literally just keep you on your toes the entire time, and it depends on how they're going to respond to that with all that experience. But I feel like Northeast has the advantage on that, though.
Yeah, I mean, conditioning has a lot to do with it too. When you've played a few years at the high school level, you have the conditioning over the juniors, sophomores, and freshmen, so that is a big advantage. Second one would be stuff the run.
Yeah, I feel like that Josh Tony, I feel like he's a big man in the middle. He's going to literally sit there and punch you in the mouth, basically. It's going to feel like he's just going to sit there and overpower you and make sure that you know his presence there. That way that you'll have to work your game around him to see if you can get anything done. But he's going to be the massive factor in that.
Now the devil of the day, or the devil of the night, is what all the defenses are going to be having to watch out for, and that's when both teams are running the ball big time. They're going to have to watch out for the big plays over top. So really the third one is nothing deep.
Yep. Well, whenever they decide to run that play action, it's going to sink those safeties down. And once those safeties sink down, then they really can't do anything, because once they get beat, it's over. Both teams are too fast that if you get a step on them, they're going to be past you. So that's going to be a massive thing.
Well, this is definitely going to be a fun one. We do have a good one on tap for everyone tonight. This is actually a fun little matchup. The two teams have been talking trash to each other as here come the Rossview Hawks out of their line of cheerleaders, welcomed by boos here in Northeast High School. They actually call this the Bird Battle, obviously because Northeast are the Eagles and Rossview are the Hawks. And this actually has been a very quiet rivalry as here comes Northeast High School through their band onto the sideline. They call it the Bird Battle, as well as they call it the War on 24. That's right, the War on 24.
Yeah, and you gotta love watching high school football. This is where it really starts, where people see if they find the passion that they really want for the game, or if they're going to keep on pushing to be the best player they're going to be. That's what you love about high school football. It's something completely different than anything.
Well, we are definitely in for a good one tonight. It looks like Northeast is going to get the ball first as they elected to receive. You got to think early on. They're going to give the ball. Northeast is definitely going to have to give the ball off to Tariq Freeman, and as well, we didn't really talk about him a lot, but Quentin Cross. He's a very fast guy. He's a senior, 6 foot, 173 pounds so far, 148 yards on the season. He's doing fairly well, just not had the amount of carries that Tariq Freeman's had so far.
Well, whenever you got a man like Tariq Freeman in there, like, it's going to be difficult for you to actually keep your spot, because, I mean, as good as he is, still, Quentin's going to come in and he's going to be a big factor factor, because if he gets that one play to the outside, he's gone. Like, he's already giving them a big play and making them step up farther in the game or gaining momentum.
All right, it looks like everybody is set up for this kickoff back deep for Northeast. It looks like we have Christopher Taylor and Tamario Vereen as we await the kickoff in this game. Both teams eager to go. They've been talking smack to each other for the past week now after both of their wins at Forterra Stadium. So let's see how this one starts off. Is it going to be a shootout, or is it going to be a very defensive game?
I feel like it's going to be more of the the defensive game. You were saying, I feel like it's going to be see who's going to be able to punch somebody in the mouth more. You really get into them, see, like, it's got to be competitive. You want to make sure that those people and the other players know your presence in the game.
And here we go, Blake Campbell up to kick it off, and we are underway with an onside kick to start, and is recovered.
That's an odd
by Northeast.
That was an odd move. That's probably the oddest thing I've seen in about 3 years now.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's an interesting move. You gotta, you're keeping your opponent on their toes, but at the same time, you just gave your opponent extremely good field position.
I mean, I can see that he wanted to try something maybe, but it kind of backfired on him right there.
All right, at starting quarterback for Northeast, we have Heath Williams. Going to give it off out of the shotgun to Tariq Freeman for about 3 yards. Just like we thought, going to start off with the run, probably hot and heavy throughout the rest of this game.
He looks like a bowling ball out there. He's going to run somebody over there.
First thing he did was let that head down. Heath Williams back in the shotgun again, 3 wide to the right.
He sits there and he floated it up there. You can't do that. That's what gets your players hit. He's got to work on getting the ball down more and a little bit more velocity.
Pass was straight to Tamario Vereen, and, you know, he actually fumbled the ball right there. As soon as he was on his way to the ground, he fumbled the ball and recovered it. But they just lost about 5 yards on that play, so now it's going to be 3rd down and 11 yards or 12 yards at this point. So now we have Heath Williams back in the shotgun again. Throws to the far side of the field. He's got to keep his shoulder down. He let it float too much, trying to float it over to the linebackers, but he's got to actually put it in there. He's got to put some force behind it. The offensive line, though, they're sticking in there doing well. They're keeping the pocket pretty well, but they ain't sending no blitz yet, so we're going to figure out how that goes later on in the game. Well, looks like the first drive for Northeast is going to be a 3 and out as the punt team comes on the field and get ready to send it down.
Ooh, he almost got blocked.
And Rossview has it, going to the right side of the field, tackled at about the 36-yard line.
Northeast, they almost got their kicker hit. They got to block a little bit better than that. You got to be ready even on special teams, because you never know what could happen. That's whenever a big play pops up.
You always have to be ready no matter what. All right, here we have Rossview's offense coming out on the field for the first try. And decent momentum already for Rossview, as their defense just gave a 3 and out to Northeast. Not something you see too often from these teams. It's like Nick Harbor, quarterback for Rossview right now, back in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off out of the shotgun and is stuffed right at the line. Probably a loss of yards here. He's still fighting.
Little cutback right there. He almost had it.
I think that one was to number 8, Jonathan Coffey. He's a junior. And that's going to be a loss of about 2 yards on that play.
Well, like I said, number 5, the middle linebacker right there. He was ready for it. He stepped down. Whenever he stepped down, he was already there to stop the cutback.
It's like Nick Harbor back in the shotgun again, a popular formation. Handed off to Fred Orr. Gets about 5 yards on the play. Fred Orr, we were just talking about him, and you know, he definitely is an offensive threat, as he just punched it all the way to about the 41-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and 5 here, when it very well could have been about 3rd and 11. Harbor back in the shotgun, got 3 wide on the left. Harbor's going to keep it up the middle on an option play, and he looks like he's going to get the first down if the spot is fair. And it looks like he will.
Yep,
They're moving the
first down.
chains.
That's another thing. You got to look out for that quarterback, because now there's so many offenses that will play around the quarterback being able to run and get you that first down just in case you actually have to. But see, as a coach, you don't want to put that much pressure on him. You want to sit there and let him sit in the power, let him make the plays.
So the first down made of the night was by Rossview. Harbor back in the shotgun again. Handoff, and immediately dropped in the backfield. Tried to hand it off to Fred Orr, and Northeast defense just comes screaming through all the gaps.
He came in there like a missile. 54 came in there like a missile. He just used his hands, got off the offensive line. He was gone.
Both teams really like this shotgun look. Harbor back in it again. It's like 3 wide to the left.
Jimmy Wendell, 54. All right, we got a false start now.
The flag on the field. We false start on the offense.
False start on Rossview.
Yeah.
And from 2nd and 11, now it's about 2nd and 16. You know, as soon as they get a good drive in, they're already being pushed back by penalties, and that could bite them in the foot later on.
Yeah, they got to be smarter. They got to realize what the cadence is to make sure that they're not screwing over, because one thing can make this game lose all momentum, and you're done. But that momentum against a team like this, it's going to be something. It's going to be something to mess with.
So Fred Orr's back at the running back position, handed off to him up the middle, and he fights for about 4 or 5 yards. He'll be down at the 44-yard line. Be about 3rd down and what seems to be a mile. Be about 3rd down and 12.
Eagles fans, it's 3rd down. Get on your feet. We need you, Eagles fans. It's 3rd down.
Looks like Harbor again out of the shotgun. Both teams obviously love the shotgun formation off the start already. Harbor with 3 receivers wide. Blitz is coming. He dumps it off, and it's a little low. And it's going to be incomplete at the sideline, be 4th down. And just like that, here comes Rossview's special teams unit. Decent drive, it looked like, starting off pretty well. The run game, as we thought, starting off hot. But, you know, we had the penalty as well. There were a few runs that Northeast just seemed to stuff in the backfield.
Yeah, they're not stepping up on the offensive line like I thought the Rossview might, but Northeast, they're playing fast, they're playing physical, and that's how they ended up stopping them right there with that, doing that.
Campbell back to punt. He's back at about his 30-yard line. Kind of a short punt, a little front rotation on it. Takes a Rossview bounce. Probably about to the
21, or no, 19.
About the 18-yard line. Comes Northeast offense, and last drive they didn't really do too well. It was a 3-and-out as for the first drive of the game. Got to wonder if they're going to use the same looks early on, or if they're going to try to switch it up just a little bit. Looks like out of the shotgun already. We have Heath Williams with Tariq Freeman. Hands it off to Tariq. Just powers his way up the middle for about 6 yards. That's going to leave them about 2nd and 4. We were talking about him earlier. Tariq Freeman just puts his head down and just goes straight through the line. He's not afraid of contact.
Kind of shocked they're running a 3-4 defense with the size of a running back that the Northeast has. I mean, they're stopping. They're giving it a go, but if I was them, I'd be running more of a 4-3 right now with them sitting back in the 3-4, playing the pass almost, or trying to contain. We haven't seen enough for that.
Well, it is interesting to see Rossview in just a 3-man line so early on when you have a team like Northeast. Interesting play call right here. Heath back in the gun with 5 receivers to the right, and the pass is actually short, but they're going to rule it a fumble, backwards lateral, and Rossview converges on the receiver, takes him down for a loss of yards. It looks like it's going to be about a loss of 6 yards, so it's going to be 2nd down and about 15, 16 yards.
Looks like he's getting a little shaky back there. He still hasn't worked the kinks out a little bit. Maybe he'll figure it out later on.
Usually takes a few drives to get the nerves out. Same read again, going straight back to Tariq Freeman. Finds a gap.
Tariq Freeman
finally wrestled down.
With another big game. It'll be third down.
It'll be third down and about 2. If they can get this, it'll be the first down of the game for Northeast. Giving it off to Tariq Freeman again. Flag on the play. This might be going back.
Flag on the play.
I think it's a holding on the right guard.
It is. It's going to be a holding on the offense. So 5 yards back. Be third down and about 7 now. And as soon as we thought they were right close to that first down line, again, a penalty cost them another 5 yards. It's like 10 yards, and they're going to be going back big time. So now instead of 3rd and 2, it's going to be about 3rd and 12. Third and 12 for the Eagles. Williams back in the gun. 3 receivers to the right. Little dump pass. Almost finds an opening, but doesn't quite get it there. It looked like Vereen on the catch, but couldn't quite make it past the Rossview defense, and here comes some special teams.
If I was him, I would try to give more of the screen pass to running back because he's so big and physical. Tariq Freeman is literally making a hole for himself going through there. So if you can get him the ball any way possible, that might give your team a little bit of a jump, something like that, to where it'll actually start working out, because something's got to change for both these teams before anything's going to happen.
And it's a high snap on the punt. He's going to try to take it back himself. Doesn't look like he's going to get there. Wrestled down at the 25-yard line, and it's going to be Rossview ball in amazing position in northeast side of the field on the 25-yard line.
Flag on the play.
There is a flag on the play. Wait to see what it is from the referee. Looks like it's a sideline warning.
Sideline warning on Northeast.
Yeah, it is going to be a sideline warning on Northeast. And on the high snap from the Northeast long snapper, all of a sudden, Rossview in very good field position to start this drive at the 25-yard line.
Now maybe they can get something going. They've got great field position. All they got to do is just work on the momentum that they just gained.
Looks like Nick Harbor back in the shotgun is going to give it off. Doesn't quite get anything there.
Yeah, offensive line. That was one of the keys to the game that we were talking about. They've got to be able to push them back.
And that's a key to most games. I mean, you have no running game if you don't have an offensive line that's creating those gaps for your running back. Looks like it's Gino Avros in at quarterback. It's like Fred Orr to his left and Jonathan Coffey to his right. He's going to keep it himself and trucking over a Northeast defender all the way to the 18-yard line. It's going to be about 3rd and 3 now for Rossview.
They've got to do something here, because like I said, they've got so much good field position, and now it's like they can't capitalize on it. They've got to keep going. Why sit there and try to keep going up the middle whenever they just went outside right there and did good? See, back up the middle. Hey, he got it, but they got to keep thinking on, is this going to work every time with the line and how everything's going and how the game's going? But maybe they think if they can get it established throughout the game, then they'll be able to do whatever they need to.
That was handed off to Fred Orr, guy we were talking about early before the game even started, already making an impact right there, getting his team the first down. It's going to be 1st and 10 at about the 14-yard line. First time in the red zone for Rossview tonight. 3:40 left in the first quarter. It's like Avros gets something handed to him, and Fred Orr just drags a few Northeast defenders all the way through the end zone. And there's going to be a flag on the play after he gets in the end zone.
He showed some of that power right there. Looked like they were mouthing off a little bit.
Very well could have been. This is a very heated rivalry. Let's see what happens right here. It looks like he goes all the way, trucking through defenders.
Showing a little bit of that power.
Oh, right there is a punch.
Number 2.
There is a punch.
He did hit number 19, so he might be out of this game.
See what the referee's going to call here. It is going to be a personal foul on Northeast.
On the Eagles.
And it had to have been that punch. That was very obvious from any perspective.
Yeah, he reared back and actually hit him.
And that just shows the amount of heat that this rivalry is actually causing. And honestly, not a lot of people talk about it, but this is, you know, a very deep-rooted rivalry that not a lot of people seem to talk about, but it's there, definitely. It's like Zach Weber up to kick.
Play is whistle dead.
Looks like another flag on the field.
But they had a man coming off the edge quick. Well, there it was, offsides. I would say he came off just a little bit faster than what I was anticipating.
And here we go. Weber back to kick again. Avros.
Should be a fairly simple kick right here.
There's another whistle on the play. Another flag from the same referee. I wonder if it's offsides again. It'll be offside Northeast again. 2 plays in a row offside. A little bit eager to try to get that blocked field goal. At some point.
They got to calm down a little bit. They're getting too hasty. Or too energetic, I guess. They're trying to get too much on there whenever they need to pull it back, sit back, and do their job. You can't get them all. You're not going to be able to get back there and do all of it. Let's see if we can get it right here.
So Weber back to kick for a 3rd time. Snaps a little high, but it looks like Weber's going to get it straight through the middle of the upright, and Rossview will take the lead here 7-0 with 3:30 left in this first quarter. We're going to take it to break. We'll be right back here on APSU-TV.
Don't miss a snap this season with Inside the Film Room. Head football coach Will Healy goes behind the scenes to give analysis of our previous game and a preview of the next. We'll go in depth with the stories of our Governor's student athletes and assistant coaches. That's Tuesdays at 6:30 on APSU-TV and also on Facebook at Let's Go Peay and the OVC Digital Network.
We're back here in Clarksville, Tennessee at Northeast High School, where Rossview has just taken the lead 7-0 with 3:30 left in the first quarter. That's the first score of the game so far.
Glad Rossview can actually step up and show that they can run the ball. That's how it should be, and that's what they're trying to establish right now, trying to make sure that they can run the ball to stay ahead in this game. Keep running the clock down and keep going.
Well, again, like we were talking about, the rushing game for Rossview has really shown its true potential right now. I mean, Fred Orr just blasting through the line for that long touchdown run. And here we go. The kickoff back to Northeast. They're going to try to send it a little bit short, but it's going to be into the end zone. They're going to call it touchback Northeast ball. Now, last drive for Northeast didn't go so well. A penalty brought them back big time. A holding call brought them back 10 yards from 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 12, and they couldn't come up with the first down after that. So we'll see what Heath Williams has on deck for us. Tariq Freeman back in the shotgun with him. Got 2 receivers wide. He's going to hand it off to Freeman. Freeman still fighting.
He's powering through.
Gets about 3 yards.
That's good sportsmanship right there. Freeman picked him up and said good tackling. That's what I like to see.
The second down, about 6 yards to go. Williams back in the gun. 2 receivers wide. Hands it off Freeman again up the middle. Gets about 3 more yards.
They're still doing the 3 lineman defense, but they're starting to bring more linebackers down and still taking them out in the pass. What they need to be able to do is trust the quarterback so they can actually get a pass over top, because they're number 4, he's not sitting too far up right now playing the run. If they could ever just get behind him one play, it's over with.
Jalen Baxter is a little bit up. He's only about 10 yards away from the snap. Potentially a deep bomb could be coming. Williams drops back, throws it short towards the flat, only gets about 4 yards on that play. It's going to be at the probably spotted at the 25-yard line.
It looks like this game's a defensive game, but I mean, you can't really call it a defensive game with all these penalties and mishaps, fumbles. I mean, you can't do it. I don't know how to explain it right now. I don't know why it feels like that nobody's going to get ahead on this game until they stop messing up. They've got to be able to calm down.
Penalties do seem to set teams back in any opportunity they get. Right now, not looking so good for Northeast. Punt is away. It's going to take a little bit of a Northeast hop there. And they're going to down it at about the Rossview 38-yard line. So now Rossview being up 7-0. A minute 35 left in the first quarter. Getting the ball with decent field position. How do you like their odds?
I like their odds pretty well, but they've got to be able to trust their quarterback also, because even though Fred Orr has just ran over folks to get to the end zone, like, you still have to be able to trust your quarterback. And that offensive line, they've got to step up, because Fred Orr made his own hole on that last one.
Looks like Gino Abros still in at quarterback. He's going to keep it himself.
There you go. Gets
by a few people and just gets swallowed up right at the 45-yard line, a gain of 5.
He's a shifty guy. He's got a little bit more speed than you'd think, too, whenever he's out there, but he can get where he needs to go pretty quick, especially with as quick as those feet are from cutting corners.
It seems like everybody on offense, especially playmakers for Rossview, just seem to have that extra edge of speed over this defense right now. Here we go. Looks like Nick Harbor's back in at quarterback with Fred Orr just to his left in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right. 50 seconds left in the first quarter.
You can hear the fans saying he's offsides. Number 19 was offsides, but here goes Fred Orr right here around the edge. No, he's getting stuffed right here. Oh, big hit.
Fred Orr.
He's still trying to turn his feet though and keep going.
Swallowed up at the 41-yard line. It'll be a loss of about 4 or 5 yards there on that play. It'll be 3rd down, about 9 yards. Looks like they're going to give him forward progress up to the 44-yard line, so it's only going to be 3rd and 5.
Do you give to Fred Orr again, or do you see if you can get something in the passing game?
Being up by 1 score, you got to imagine they're going to try to pass the ball, but they're just going to run out the clock here in the first quarter. And at the end of the first quarter, our score, Rossview 7, Northeast Eagles 0. Rossview driving. We'll be right back. We'll be back on APSU-TV.
Shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
I got you.
And we're back here in the second quarter. Rossview's up 7-0. And they're driving the field already. They're about 3rd and 5 on the 44-yard line. Still have a little bit of ways to go for that first down, but definitely possible with the playmakers they have on offense.
That is true. I mean, we're going to see how East or Northeast does whenever they get stuck up against the defensive linemen. Their defensive, or Rossview's defensive linemen have been playing extremely well right now. But we're going to see how the offensive line for Rossview can stand up now, because they've been doing all right, but we're going to see.
And Nick Harbor's going to throw the ball, and incomplete just behind his intended receiver. Looks like that was to Isaiah McElroy, the senior, 6 foot, 195 pounds. The pass was just off his back left shoulder. Didn't quite get it there.
He's always got to keep his head on the swivel, though, whenever you're running those routes, because that's a quick route almost. You're not expecting to get but maybe 7 yards before he's ready to throw the ball. And so he's got to be a little bit more ready.
And just like that, it's already 4th down again for Rossview. It's like Campbell back to punt again. 11:55 left in this second quarter. Almost blocked by Northeast, and it's actually a very good punt. Not fair caught at all. He's going to try to return this one, running backwards actually, and finding a way through the special teams of Rossview, and only has 1 man to beat, and he's got 1 blocker ahead of him. He will go all the way. Touchdown, Northeast. An amazing special teams play, and that just shows special teams has so much to do with the outcome of any game.
It's almost an X factor for every game. Like, if you can have that special teams moment to where just everything works perfectly and you can get a result like that, a 70-yard touchdown, that's what you need. But if you can ever get that, all momentum has been shifted to you now.
Amazing play right there. Just weaved his way in and out of all the defenders. It looked like he was about to get stopped for a negative yardage on the play, but just seemed to run all the way around every single player and then completely outrun the punter at the very end. So now pending the extra point here, could be a tie ball game here in the second quarter. Looks like there will be a discussion of referees on the field. I'm not sure what they're going to talk about.
I think they're trying to see if there was ever a block in the back or something, because I might have saw a flag, but I'm not positive on that one. We'll see what he's about to say right here.
Well, it looks like they're going to give another sideline warning to Northeast. They're going to give him the touchdown, but that's another sideline warning for Northeast High. Coaches need to get a hold of that real quick. Tell his players to stay on the line. They cannot go past. As you see right there, there is one of the coaches really getting on to his players about it right now. So now pending the extra point, this could very well be a tie ball game. It's going to be a timeout Northeast.
The fans are doing I believe we will win from the FIFA World Cup.
A little bit early for that. It's only the second quarter now. But it looks like Chad Watson really having a deep, angry discussion with his crew right now. That's 2 sideline warnings in this game. He needs to pump them up, but at the same time, keep their heads not so high that they start getting too rowdy, too crazy, and cause more penalties.
Yeah, because that'll hurt you at any point of the game, so you can't really have that. And it had to come down to him saying something to everybody collectively.
So here we go, Zach Thomas back to kick the extra point to tie this ball game after the amazing special teams play by Northeast. Kick is up, a little bit low, and it is no good. They're calling it no good. Should be wide left. So after that missed kick by Zach Thomas, it's still going to stay a Rossview lead at 7-6. $11:30 left in this game. You got to think that's a lot of momentum that they just gave away.
Every bit of it right there is gone because he couldn't. It wasn't a good snap in the first place. He's got to get that snap down where the holder can get the ball on the ground and ready for him to be there as soon as he hits that third step. And he wasn't, and that's what made him shank it to the left a little bit. And now they're still down by 1 point.
And I don't know if you saw it, but it was a decently high snap.
Yeah.
It was a high snap.
Definitely.
So a little bit of fault on the snapper, but at the same time, a lot of fault has to go on the kicker. I mean, they have to deal with those situations all the time, and it seemed like a very routine kick. Not a lot of pressure was on him. Just seemed to miss it a little bit wide left. Very well could have hit the laces, but we just can't see that from here. It's like Northeast is going to be on the kickoff.
Got to deal with that adversity a little bit better.
Kick is away. A little bit of a short one, fielded at the 25-yard line and taken down hard. Taken down hard at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, that was one heck of a hit right there. He made sure that he stayed wrapped up on him.
So now here comes Rossview's offense after an amazing special teams play by Northeast. And then a momentum killer as they miss the extra point. So Rossview still playing with a lead with 11:24 left in the second quarter. This is crunch time. See which players can handle a slight momentum shift. Looks like in at quarterback for Rossview is going to be Gino Avros. He's going to have Jacob Harris to his right. Going to send him in motion as well. Option handoff. Avros keeps it. Goes up the middle. Doesn't gain much. About 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
Cameron Kittling, he stepped up in that hole and he shut it down real quick. He didn't let him get very far past the defensive lineman. He stepped right in there and just stuffed him.
It'll be about 2nd and 6 now. Avros back in the shotgun again. Have 2 receivers to his left. Gino Avros, not a big guy, senior at 5'6". A little bit of a mismatch at the handoff. Neither running back knew which one wanted to take it. A little bit of confusion made them lose a couple yards. It'll be 3rd down and about 8.
Get on your feet and make some noise.
Let's see what the offense can do here. Now that it's 3rd down, 3rd and 7, it's going to be something difficult for them to really feel if they can push it forward really. I mean, 12's got to step up though. He can't sit there and he can't be stopped by the line. Like he's got to step forward if he decides to even take the ball and run or give it to Fred Orr.
It's like Avros back in the shotgun again. Gonna drop back, roll out to his right, not see much, dump it off to a screen that's just completely read and swallowed up down at the 30-yard line. Probably gonna give him forward progress, but still a loss of yards on the play. It's gonna be 4th down and about 12, and here comes the punt team.
They read that play like a book. Didn't trick anybody whenever they tried it. I mean, if they could have got him open just for a second, it would have made a big difference, but there was no way. They read it perfectly.
It's like back to receive for Northeast. It's going to be Gus Antone Jr. Just ran one back earlier. It's going to be interesting to see if they actually punt to him.
Now they're trying to spread him out. Maybe they can stop it.
A high punt. Nice spiral. It's going to come down at the 40-yard line and take a Northeast bounce. Going to be down at the 45-yard line.
It'll be 1st and 10 Eagles.
And the Eagles are going to have decent field position at their own 45-yard line. Now, what about this next drive do the Eagles really have to focus on to be able to put one in the end zone?
They really got to focus on the pass this time, because I think that they're starting to realize, or that Rossview's defense is starting to pick up a little bit on their run game. So they actually have to worry about the pass now. They got to be able to put the ball in the air and get yards.
So a little substitution. Here comes Tariq Freeman again. Heath Williams back in the shotgun. As a motion, is going to pitch it off to his wide receiver on motion. He's going to wiggle and jive his way. About a 7-yard gain. It'd be 2nd and 3.
Carry on the play by Cross.
And so far, as we've seen with Tariq Freeman, the running up the middle, it's been working, but he's eventually going to get tired having to try to bulldoze his way through that defensive line every single time. So look right there, a little bit of a different look for Northeast. Tariq Freeman in motion. Gonna hand it off again. Run to the wide side. Gonna be a flag on the play. Looks like it might be a holding on Northeast. And it is gonna be a holding on Northeast.
I think it was on 52.
It'll be a 10-yard penalty. And just like that, all the momentum they gained from running it wide, getting through some defenders, just completely taken away on one penalty.
Yep, and it was 52 that let his man beat him, and he tried to grab a hold of him.
So now after the penalty, it's going to be 2nd and 15. Eagles have a long way to go.
Got to trust him in there sometimes. Let's see what they can do.
Not a lot of passing plays early on, a lot of running. Starting to get predictable for these defenses. He is going to drop back and pass, but doesn't see anything. Runs it out with a good gain, actually, up the middle. Almost on a QB draw for about 10 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Yep. So all of a sudden, it went from 2nd and long to 3rd and manageable, and that's really all you can ask from your quarterback.
That is true, but he took a big hit there at the end. You can't keep letting him take those hits, so try to let him get it in the air or Freeman again, but you can't keep relying on Freeman every time.
Looks like he's going to be by himself in the backfield, 5 wide. Got to drop back. Again, another QB draw. And he gets just past the line of scrimmage for about 1 yard. It's going to be 4th down and 5.
Williams on the carry,
4th down and 4, actually.
It'll be 4th and 4.
And it appears like they're going to go for it here on their opponent's 49-yard line. 4th and 4. Tariq Freeman back in at running back. Tried the fake call, didn't get it, and they're actually going to call a timeout. Looks like that was the plan all along. Try to get Rossview offsides.
Yeah. Sometimes it can work, sometimes it can't. It's very unlikely a lot of times.
So we're going to cut it to break. We'll be right back here on APSU-TV.
No, but I did accidentally talk in the middle of a play again.
We inspire scholars. We inspire leaders. We inspire champions. We inspire family. This is the Ohio Valley Conference.
We're back here at Northeast High School, Clarksville, Tennessee, for this rivalry game between Northeast High School Eagles and Rossview Hawks. Right now it's 4th and 4, and they're going to continue to try to go for it here. A little bit of a motion. And he's going to wiggle his way through, and he's going to get the first down, but there are 2 flags on the play. It's like right there, gave it off to Gus Antone. Again, another holding call on Northeast. These holding calls are just absolutely killing them.
I didn't really really see no hold. I mean, I guess I could have saw the holding on the tight end blocking for him, but I just don't give why you really would have called it holding on that. It could have went either way, but that's what they gave him.
So far, it looks like the referees are calling everything they can see at this point, trying to keep it a very clean game.
Fence line, and you are not in front of the student section. We ask that you please find a...
And the special teams is out there, but the punter wasn't even out there. A little bit of confusion. Gets a decent punt off. It's going to be fielded at the 30-yard line, and fair caught right there as well. So Rossview's offense will take a try at it from actually about the 29-yard line. Playing with a lead here with 6 minutes and 17 seconds left in the first half. Now you got to wonder, is this more of a chew clock scenario, or is it try to punch it in and score as quick as you can?
Well, I think right now they're trying to punch it in and score as quick as they can, just because only being up by one, they got to keep trying to get as many points on the board as they can.
Yeah, hand it off again to Orr. He's going to try to find his way around the edge, doesn't get there, swallowed up by Northeast defenders. He'll be down at the 29-yard line, gain of nothing. Right there, it'll be 2nd and 10.
The defensive line really did. They ran with the offensive line out there, and that's what really helped them keep it running side to side instead of north and south, because he couldn't ever find a hole. So that was a good job by the defensive line for Northeast too.
Very hard to be successful if you're running east-west instead of north-south. There we go. Orr back in at running back. Looks like Harbor in at quarterback as well. Got 2 receivers to the left, 1 tight end to the right. He's going to QB draw again. Takes it a little ways, but is brought down about the 34-yard line, gain of 4.
They tried to rip the ball out as hard as they could, just couldn't hardly get it.
It'll be about 3rd and 6 now for Rossview.
Eagles fans, strap on your helmets. Coach Watson is calling in the game.
2 receivers to Harbor's left.
Make some noise, Eagles fans.
4 minutes and 52 seconds left on the clock. Thinking pass. Throws it back off his back foot. And just absolutely trucking players is Isaiah McElroy. But doesn't quite get to the first down stick, so it is going to be 4th down Rossview. And I think the referees are going to attempt to measure.
Hey, he kept fighting for every yard that he could get. That's a player that you want on your side. You get him the ball more often, I guarantee he's going to pick you up yards that you're definitely going to need throughout this game.
The referees still talking to each other, wondering if they want to measure it. Looks like they will not. It'll be 4th down with 1 yard to go.
4th down.
Risky call here by Rossview. If they don't get it,
they're not taking the chance.
Looks like they're going to switch out to the special teams.
I would almost say it's a smart move, because you can't give them too good a field position because you're stopping their offense. There's no need to risk them getting ahead just because of either a fluke play or them just overpowering them.
Well, there's only 3.5 minutes left on this game clock. And if you give the Northeast offense a chance from about the 30-yard line or the 39-yard line, they very well could get into field goal position, run out the clock, and then they're going in the locker room with a lead. So that's a big momentum shift if they decide to go for it and they don't get it.
Delay of game.
So it's going to be a delay of game by Rossview. Send them 5 yards back. So Gus Antone back again. Dangerous return man. Returned one earlier in this game. The only score for Northeast so far was one of his returns. Little forward spin. Takes a little bit of a Northeast straight up bounce. Doesn't really roll towards the end zone. It's going to be down at the 40-yard line. And Northeast is going to have a chance with about 3 minutes and 21 seconds to try to punch it in, as well as chew up some clock.
Scores from around the city. Clarksville High 14, Gilwood 6.
Tariq Freeman back in at running back. They're going to hand it off to him. He's going to bulldoze his way, takes off a Rossview helmet on the way. Gets about 8 yards by himself, dragging a few Rossview players down the line. He's 2nd and 2.
He is a monster. Look at him just going up through there, making his own moves. He's just literally just taking everybody with him.
It's so hard to bring him down. He's such a physical specimen. Going to hand it off to him again. Try to push his way through that line. Rossview's not going to let him. It'll be 3rd down and about 1.
I would almost give it to him again. He's playing so hard right now. I'd give it to him again to see if he can get that first down, see if he can prove himself.
He kind of reminds me a little bit of a Marshawn Lynch in that you don't want to be afraid if you're in a one yard situation to give it to the big man and let him try to chug through that line and get that extra yard. Looks like they won't give it to him. They're going to pass.
Quit dancing.
And he's going to try to make his way through, but doesn't quite get there. It looks like Quinton Cross catches the pass. Can't seem to get anything from it except for a loss of yards. So it's going to be 4th down. Here comes the special teams, and now an interesting situation for Rossview. With 1 minute and 56 seconds left on the clock, they have time to punch it in the end zone one more time right before half is over.
I'll let the clock run down as much as possible. Go ahead and kick it off. Let them see what they can do, but you play back to where you don't let the big play happen, because you can't have that going into halftime.
It's a nice high punt. Gonna be fair caught at the 21-yard line. And Rossview's gonna have to drive the entire length of the field to try to get a score here before halftime.
We're going to see if they try any of those play action deep, or if we just see them, hey, they're just going to play it safe, let it run, go to halftime ahead.
Coming up at halftime, it's the CDE halftime show. We'll get you some scores and updates.
It looks like it's going to be Gino Abros in at quarterback. A lot of quarterback switches so far for Rossview. Avros is going to keep it on the draw. Is going to find a hole up the middle, and it's just outrunning everybody. He's finally tripped up at the 45-yard line. Good gain there on 1st down. The clock stops for the chains to move. It's going to be 1:32 left on the clock.
They were playing just a little bit too soft, and he took advantage of it and broke one tackle, and that's all he needed to get a solid 30, 40 yards.
Looks like it's going to be a penalty on Northeast, but Rossview's going to decline it.
Flag on the play, but it's
Looked like an illegal substitution for Northeast.
Yeah, I saw 71 on the side trying to get to the very end, but he just couldn't make it there.
So Avros again on the QB draw. Seems to like that look. Doesn't get him much there, only about 1 yard. Clock keeps running. Or it should. Like there might be a timeout on the field. And the situational awareness right now for Rossview has to be seen by everyone here with 1 minute and 20 left in the half. Gotta wonder if they're gonna try to pass the ball, try to get down into field goal range quickly, or if they're gonna continue to try this QB draw, hand off to the running back, or these sweeps to the right. Not a lot of passes attempted today, and when they were, they didn't really work out too well.
Yeah, they keep throwing behind the line. I expect somebody to go deeper, at least upfield more this upcoming half, because it's not working trying to go behind the line and seeing if they can get yards, because they're just as quick as they are. Like they're almost equal in quickness and speed, so it's difficult to do those short screen passes just to get them upfield and whatnot. So we'll see how it works out.
Be 2nd down 9. Looks like there's going to be a false start on Rossview. It's going to move them back. Minute 18 left in the first half. Now Rossview is playing with a little bit of a lead, so they are trying to eat up as much clock as they can, but I'm sure it would be nice to be able to punch it in one more time, or at least kick a long field goal to take a little bit bigger lead going into halftime. Looks like Averos back in the shotgun again. Gonna send Fred Orr in motion to the right. He's gonna drop back, throw to a bubble screen that's just not there. Drops the pass, and they're gonna call it a fumble, backwards lateral. Yeah, it's going to be a loss of about 5 or 7 yards on the play.
And 1:24, he thought the play was over with. He didn't follow through. If he would have followed through and got that ball, it could have been a big game changer, because they still got a minute left, and that could have made a big difference.
So far, what I'm seeing from a lot of these receivers, they're more worried about either the rush that's coming to them after they catch the ball, or they're more worried about just running after they get the ball. They're less worried about just securing the catch. Averos takes a massive hit and throws an interception because of it. Underthrows his receiver heavily, and it's intercepted by Northeast, and they will take possession of the ball with 1 minute and 3 seconds left on the 45-yard line. Big momentum swing for the Eagles here. Down by 1 point, only a minute left in the game.
Interception for Cameron Jacobs.
This is where any one of your playmakers needs to try to show up. Heath Williams back in the shotgun. Terrell Freeman to his right. Tariq Freeman. He's going to throw it deep. He has a receiver, and it's caught on the right side. Finally tripped up at the 3-yard line. Big gain there for Heath Williams. Long pass by the junior.
That's what we're saying right there. You can't have you can't let those big plays happen, because they will kill momentum. And if they score right here, they have just brought a lot to their momentum going into the half.
And that's big. That is a big play with only 54 seconds left in the first half. And it looks like Northeast is knocking on the door of a lead. And there's going to be a timeout on the field.
Timeout.
So that was a great throw. He fit it right in the window to where not the safety or the cornerback could get their hands on it. Now they may be sitting there and they didn't get their head turned around, but look at this throw. It is perfect. It drops right into where it's supposed to be.
Right on the money, between two receivers, or corners rather, at that. And that was Christopher Taylor on the catch. Beautiful catch, beautiful throw. Awesome combination there. Down to the 3-yard line. Northeast right now staring down at a touchdown. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. Gotta imagine they're just gonna hand it off to Tariq Freeman.
That's
right up the middle.
Give it to the bowling ball.
They're gonna do that exact thing. He's gonna truck his way all the way into the end zone. And that is gonna be a touchdown, Northeast Eagles. Tariq Freeman, the 3-yard run after the long bomb by Heath Williams. Now Eagles up 12-7 and possibly 13-7 pending a made field goal. Keep in mind, there has been one missed field goal already today. Looks like they're not going to take the chance. They're going to go for 2. Again, probably a handoff. It's going to be a pass. Little screen. And he's going to trip himself up, fall short of the goal line at the 2-yard line. No contact, just completely fell out of his shoes. And the score will remain 12-7 with 48 seconds left in the first half. Now, even though the 2-point conversion wasn't converted, That's a big momentum shift for Northeast. That big long bomb and the confidence in their running back that they've been using all night, Tariq Freeman, to be able to pound it in the end zone.
Yeah, it's a questionable call because you would think that you just want that big, powerful man instead. But see, they read it perfectly for how you would think that they would, but they can't hardly stop him, so that wouldn't have mattered. But that man just tripped up. He'll be all right because as long as they score again, they get that momentum shift, because that right there, it's killing their momentum right now every time they've messed up.
And you know, we were looking for that big pass play. We all knew it was coming. We just didn't know when. And here late in the first half, we finally see the first big strike in the passing game. Looks like the defensive backs weren't quite ready for it, and they were burned over the top. As well, let's give credit to Heath Williams for an absolutely outstanding pass between two Rossview DBs. Now back to kick it. It'll be Zach Thomas for Northeast.
Northeast High School tonight for the high school football game of the week. Eagles on top 12-7, a 3-yard run.
The kick is away, low squib kick.
Kind of squibbed the kick.
Fred Orr tried to get it. As soon as he picks it up, is wrestled down at the 23-yard line by a swarm of Northeast Eagles. Now with 41 seconds left in the first half, Rossview has a long way to go to try to get back into the momentum swing.
Yeah, but one big play, just like Northeast had, one big play can change it all and bring the momentum right back to them.
Now in no way, shape, or form is Rossview out of this game at all. But that is a huge momentum swing going into half.
From the 24-yard line.
Looks like at running back, they're going to have Fred Orr and bring back in Nick Harbor at quarterback. Got 3 wide to the right. Be a handoff fake pass. Orr's going to take it for about 3 yards. Questionable call with only about 40 seconds. I guess they're just going to run the clock out. Hurry up offense. He's going to try one deep. Looking, sees someone, fakes it again. Ended up throwing it away out of bounds. Smart play there, didn't want to take the sack. Stop the clock with 12 seconds left in the first half. And there seems to be a flag on the play as well.
It was a smart move to throw it away, but I feel like he almost could have ran for more yards and just slipped it on out of bounds before, as long as he took rolling around in the pocket.
It's going to be on Rossview. Looks like they're going to get him for intentional grounding. Interesting call because he was or seemed to be outside of the tackle box, and he made it past the line of scrimmage on the pass. So questionable call there. But as it stands, 3rd and 15. Just going to hand it off up the middle. Doesn't really get much. Still fighting for yards. Gets about 6 yards on the play. Clock still running, and that's going to be end of the first half with Northeast up 12 to Rossview 7. When we come back, it's going to be a show with Will Healy. We'll be back on APSU-TV.
Hit high and deep.
Not too bad.
Now Smith again, block point tech. Nice turnaround by Johnson. Near post. Kick in.
Any place, anytime. Find it here. The OBC Digital Network.
NCAA Division I FCS football is a game of perseverance, integrity, passion, character, and sportsmanship. As he works to honor the game, every FCS student-athlete grows in his responsibilities as a student and as a member of his campus and community. Dedicated to personal growth and success in the classroom, the NCAA Division I FCS, every down every day.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Learn more about the power of your co-op membership at togetherwesave.com.
Brought to you by Cumberland Electric Membership Corporation, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Today's game is brought to you by Cumberland Bank and Trust. Cumberland Bank and Trust keeps banking simple with the Edge checking account. The Edge is the only personal checking account that Cumberland Bank and Trust offers and is the only checking account you will ever need. No minimum balance, no monthly fee, plus a free debit card, free online banking with bill pay, and free mobile banking. Check out the Edge at bank@cbt.com or stop in at any of the 5 convenient locations in Clarksville and Montgomery County. Get the Edge. Cumberland Bank and Trust, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Just like Austin Peay students and athletes strive to be their best every day, D&I Corp strives to help make your business a winning team. With over 30 years of direct mail experience, D&I can help your business reach new customers and stay in touch with your current ones. We provide your business resources to help you design and manage any type of direct mail or email campaign. D&I also has the latest and up-to-date customer list. Stop by our new Nashville location or call 615-313-7000 online at dnicorp.com.
Welcome to Inside the Film Room. I'm Kristen Ergo alongside head football coach Will Healy. Coach, your team came out and fought Thursday for 60 minutes. What are your thoughts now after watching the film?
Well, really proud of them. You know, I thought we had a chance to win the football game, which is frustrating, and that we had chances. You know, you're down 6 points and you got a chance to drive the field and go take the thing from them. We've got to learn and take the next step from being competitive to putting the foot on the throttle a little bit more and going to steal one of those victories. But I thought we fought hard. Fun to see some young, new guys put in some really competitive situations and see them respond. I think we've made tremendous improvements on all three aspects: offense, defense, special teams. You know, to me, the penalties, the turnovers, those are things we got to correct. We gave our defense a short field at some times and made life difficult on them, but some really good individual accolades by those guys, and I thought, for the most part, there were a lot of positives we can take forward to next week.
Defensively, let's brag on them. They held the Bearcats to 100 yards, or actually under 100 yards rushing. Talk about the progression you've seen. Finally, on Thursday, the rest of the world has been able to see what you saw in fall camp.
Yeah, I've been really confident in what the next step would be for our defense. I thought that our defense would make the same steps that our offense had made a year ago, and I think that proved in one game, it's just one game, but that we're very capable of being able to do that. So I think we're a lot more talented on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, you saw those guys inside, Theron Hodges and Jewel Pace and Corey Brown, and you know, that adding more weight, you know, when you're 300 pounds in there versus 205 pounds, it makes it a little bit harder to move. Still think we got to rush the passer a little bit better, get some more pressure on the quarterback. You saw Malik Davis and Cordell Jackson, I thought, played extremely well. Him being a freshman, thrown into that environment, thought he performed extremely well. So I think we got good athletes on that side of the ball, and we got to continue to progress as the season moves forward. If we do, then we'll be a really good defense.
In my post-game interview with you, we talked about the 10 new players that started, but talk about some of your veterans. A couple of guys on defense that kind of stood out to you, Malik Boynton and Gunnar Shalato, those guys. How have they helped those new guys come along defensively?
I think they, you know, especially Gunnar and Malik, have really good understanding of what we want to do on defense. So they've been able to communicate effectively, get us lined up. Obviously, Gunnar's in a position where he's going to make a lot of plays for us. Malik's kind of the backbone of our secondary. So those two guys have been through the ringer a little bit. They understand what's going to be thrown at them. They're not surprised by anything that an offense can do. And they play really hard. So those two guys are extremely important to us on the defensive side of the ball.
Let's talk quarterbacks. You have two of them that played, Javon Craig, Jeremiah Oatsfall. They played in the game. You said in your post-game comments that it was your plan to go 15 to 20 snaps on Oatsfall. So will we see a two-quarterback system, or are we going to have to wait and find out on Saturday?
No, we plan on playing both of them again. And, you know, to me, it was not predicated on what they did, you know, and how the series ended. That was our plan. We needed to stick to it. We know both of them are capable of leading us into the end zone each and every play. If we didn't feel that way, then we wouldn't play them. We felt like Javon was our starting quarterback, and we wanted him to take the majority of the reps. We wanted Jeremiah to get in there 15 to 20 snaps, and it didn't matter what the end result was. So, you know, if that was the case, then Jeremiah would have never gotten a snap because Javon scores, and then we put Jeremiah in. Then Jeremiah scores, and we put Javon back in. That was our plan. We wanted to stick with it. We didn't want any surprises, especially for two young quarterbacks, and it was up to our communication before the game, and we reiterated that point to them, and they both handled it really well.
Let's talk offensively as far as rushing. Fifth straight game now, 200 yards rushing or more. A lot of guys got touches. Did anyone stand out to you as you've looked at the film now?
Kentel Williams is a different back on game day, and you know, I thought with the ball in his hands on Thursday night, he was really good. He looks like he deserves to play at that level. Again, I think we're talented. We're 4 deep in that room. Trey Nation's coming along. Ahmad Tanner got some good touches. Ran the ball really hard. Obviously, we know Prince is the glue, and what he does is always very consistent. Quarterbacks played well. We got to continue to get the ball in James Coleman's hands. He's dynamic with the ball in his hands. Our perimeter blocking needs to improve on the offensive side of the ball at the receiver position, but you saw, you know, big catch by Garel Samari, and you know, able to get D'Angelo Wilson some reps in there. Big catch by DJ. Kadeem looked good. So offensively, I think we've got the weapons there, but the sky's the limit. I think we can be dynamic on offense and not just a little bit inconsistent and show glimpses like we did Thursday. And then defensively, if we shore up our tackling, we gave up too many, you know, yards after contact on Thursday, and we got to make sure when we have chances to get guys on the ground, we do it. When we did it, we were really successful. When we didn't, we gave up 15, 20-yard chunks. We can't do that.
All right, the best is yet to come. Coming up is the Fuse Fireworks Assistant Coach's Corner. We go one-on-one with Wes Satterfield. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's the Fuse Fireworks Assistant Coach's Corner. I'm alongside offensive coordinator Wes Satterfield. Coach, you got your start at some pretty big places. North Carolina, Ohio State. How does that experience help you now as a play caller?
Well, I got lucky early being around some really good coaches. Right out of college, I was a graduate assistant in North Carolina, and then on at Ohio State. Jim Tressel was the head coach at Ohio State, and Butch Davis was at North Carolina. So being around some people like that, just learning from some of the best that's been in college football, and kind of learning from them and developing your own type of style, taking from them things and then putting together your own personal philosophy, I think helped me at an early age.
The latter part of last season, your offense really got in a rhythm. In the last 2 games, you played FBS opponents. You have had a combined 481 yards on the ground. Talk about the progression of your offense.
Yeah, I think our offense has kind of gotten better and better, and then jailed towards the end of last year, and we're trying to look to build on that this season. I think our offensive line played together for a long time and kind of just got to know each other better. And then our running back room has developed, and we think we're going to be pretty successful running the football this year. And then our quarterbacks add another development element to the game with the quarterback run game with our dual threat guys back there.
Let's talk quarterbacks. You have 2. Talk about the depth at that position and what you like so far.
Well, Javon ended the season as a starter last year, and he had a pretty good end to the season. He's done really well, and he had a great offseason and kind of took the team under his wing a little bit, and they kind of followed him. And then Jeremiah Oatsfall was a kid we recruited very highly from Brentwood Academy. He's come in and had a great camp, and I think both of those guys are doing great things and can go back and forth and do different things and make the defense prepare for a couple of different dimensions.
Now, I asked this question of Coach West last week. I'm going to ask you the same. What do you want your offense to be known for?
Well, I want our guys to be fast, very well coached. We want to be physical. We want to establish the run game with a bunch of different motions and shifts, trying to keep the defense off guard as much as possible. We have a saying, make the same things look different and different things look the same, and then hopefully generate some explosive plays and play action passes off of that as well.
I have to ask you a personal question. You come from a lineage of coaches. Your dad and your grandfather, Trousdale High School, your dad had 5 state titles in the state of Tennessee. What have you learned from him?
Well, I think the way that they went about the preparation that they did was top notch. They got the kids very prepared and them themselves. They worked very hard, pride themselves on being very well conditioned, very well schematically, and I think it benefited them over the course of their careers.
Has your dad been able to come see you coach?
Yeah, being closer now in Clarksville, we're about an hour away from Hartsville, so he makes it over here for most of the scrimmages, and he was at every game last year. He was at Cincinnati last week and plans on coming to Miami this week too.
That'll be a fun one. All right, next up, Bojangles Player Spotlight. This week it's Malik Boynton. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's the Bojangles Player Spotlight. I'm next to Malik Boynton, defensive back. The defense played very well on Thursday night, had multiple 3-and-outs. The Bearcats scores came on a short field. Talk to me a little bit about how the defense played.
I feel like we played really hard, so our mistakes didn't end up turning into big plays because of the hustle. We came into the game with a great defensive game plan. Coach Coop and Coach West, they set, the whole defensive staff sat in the room and broke down Cincinnati, and the game plan set us up to make plays.
And talk to me, you guys have watched the film, and what have they said? What have the coaches said about on Thursday night, how it went?
I mean, you never want to go out there and come up short. We played hard. We played good on defense. We can do better. We need to create more turnovers and set our offense up on the short field.
Now, personally, you came a long way from home when you chose Austin Peay, 550 miles to be exact. You're from Detroit. You came here. Now, they say teammates can become like family. Is that true?
Absolutely.
Is that
Absolutely.
true? I mean, are you
Absolutely.
guys like brothers?
Definitely. I mean, the entire defensive back group, we're super close. Like I consider those guys, definitely consider those guys family. The rest of the team, I'm an outgoing person, so I'm really close with a lot of the guys on the team, from O-line to specialists, everybody. I just like being around people and creating a chemistry and a bond with people.
Okay, so it has to be one of your favorite moments of your college career. You were chosen to go represent Austin Peay at the OVC Media Days. You guys were dressed pretty sharp. Was that fun? And what does it mean when Coach Healy chooses you to represent the university?
It was very fun. I mean, I take it as a big honor to represent the football team and Austin Peay. But I think Coach Healy picked us so we could teach him a little something about swag, I mean, in my opinion.
You guys are looking pretty good. Now, your team, you've earned the respect of your team. Mm-hmm. They voted you as captain.
Yes, ma'am.
What does it mean to be respected by your teammates?
I mean, like, I can't put it into words how much it meant to me to be voted as captain. Because, like, going out there and competing is one thing, but you always want to go out there and earn the respect of your opponent. That's just how it goes. And to know those guys respect me like that, I take that very, very, very seriously, and I really appreciate it.
Now, you inspire your fellow teammates. Who inspires you?
Oh, my father. My father definitely inspires me.
Why does he inspire you? What brought that situation where you look to him?
When my mom passed, I mean, he was our rock. We leaned on him. Times got tough. He lost his job. We were in a very unfortunate situation. And he just showed us he showed me and my little brothers and my sister how to bounce back.
How does that help you now?
It just, it instills you with like this feeling like times gonna get tough, but they don't last. You can always persevere and get through them.
All right, man, you're very inspiring. This has been a lot of fun. All right, coming up, we'll talk to Coach Healy. He talks Miami Redhawks. Stay with us. We're back on Inside the Film Room with Coach Will Healy. We just visited with Malik Boynton. When I say that name, what comes to mind?
leader, competitive. He's a fighter. I think he's had to earn everything that he's ever gotten in life. You know, when we got here, he was a guy that I felt like was kind of on the border and could have gone one of two ways. And now to see him be named the captain of our football team is pretty special. I think he's extremely genuine. He had some raw characteristics to him when we got here that I think are they're fun to be around, you know, but he's really honest when he does it. But he's become, you know, a big-time leader and almost the face of the change that's happened and the transformation that's happened in this program. So could not be more proud of him. He's why you do what you do. And to see a guy like him and how he's changed his life and his ways on a daily basis, you know, he's consistent and he's a really good model for all of us, and just very lucky to have him and be around him on a daily basis.
Looking at Miami of Ohio, what can you expect from them on Saturday?
They're really good. You know, in all aspects, I think that, you know, they gave up a 97 and a 99-yard kickoff return that I'm sure they'll get fixed on special teams. They threw a pick six on offense. But it was the #1 defense in the MAC last year, and they gave up 10 points to Marshall on Saturday and really gave the game away. I think they're the favorite to win the MAC. They're big, physical. Their quarterback is what everything goes through. He's a guy that I've known about for a long time out of Moeller High School in Cincinnati. Competitive, tough, throws the ball well, runs it well. You know, they start off 0-6 last year without him. He comes back, they win 6 in a row. And then, you know, have Mississippi State dead to rights in the bowl game. They missed a 31-yard field goal to beat Mississippi State in the bowl game. So, you know, Chuck Martin is a guy that inherited a situation that was very similar to ours. I think when he took the job there, they had a 16-game losing streak, and to see him in year 4 flip that program and be the favorites in the MAC he's done an exceptional job. Defensively, I hope one day people turn on film on our defense and say the same things that our staff has said about Miami of Ohio's defense. Very physical, run to the ball, play extremely hard. They're big, you know, they're strong. It's a really, really good football team. And for us to have a shot, we're going to have to play really well. And we can't make the same mistakes that we made a week ago. We have to learn from those and then capitalize on a couple of their mistakes. So great football team, and it'll be a really big test for us on Saturday.
If you pull up a box score from your previous game, I'm going to brag on you guys a little bit, but statistically you dominated in a lot of categories. Does that give you confidence as you guys, for your team, going on the road again?
Yeah, I mean, I think it gives our guys confidence, but then again, I don't want the expectations to be so low where we take pride in being competitive. I want to make sure that our guys understand you were competitive, but you also gave away a shot to win the game and to make history on Thursday. So, yes, do we have confidence? Absolutely. I had confidence going into that game that we would have a shot to win the game in the fourth quarter. But we can't let opportunities like that on a national level slip away. And if we have another shot this Saturday, then we got to take advantage of some of those and have the confidence in the end that we can go pull it off. And, you know, so some really good things. You know, obviously I think if, as much as anything, people in our program and people around our community understand that we've made tremendous leaps since last year, but we're not comparing what we did to last year. Last year's not acceptable, and we got to go finish some of those games off and make a name for ourselves.
What's going to be key in having success against the Red Hawks?
Can't turn the ball over. Time of possession is going to be huge. You know, I think we've got to make sure that we've got to limit what they do in the pass game. They got a receiver, 81, the Gardner kid, that's a really good player. We got to know where the tight end is at all time. He's an NFL player. We got to make sure their quarterback is contained, because I think when he gets on the perimeter, he's dangerous. Contest throws a little bit more than what we did on defense and get some pressure on him. Offensively, I think we got to take some more shots. We've got to create some more big plays in the pass game. Obviously, having Tiny back this week will be very beneficial for us. And then I think we've got to make sure that we are better on first and second downs. Last week we were not very good on first down. We were, you know, average 2nd and 9 and 3rd and 9, and you're putting yourself behind the chains, you're in trouble. So I thought we did a good job on special teams last week. We got to continue to do it, but we can't put our defense in the same situations that we had this past week. And we got to be ready for a physical four-quarter contest, because these guys are going to come bring it. They're going to be upset about what happened to them a week ago, and we need to match that intensity.
All right, kickoff is at 2:30 on Saturday. You can watch that on ESPN3. There'll be live tweets during and highlights on social media after the game at Let's Go Peay. Join us after the game for post-game coverage on Facebook at Let's Go Peay. Thank you for watching Inside the Film Room with Coach Will Healy. I'm Kristen Ergel. We'll see you next time.
And we're back here in Clarksville, Tennessee, our location, Northeast High School, for this high school game of the week brought to you by APSU-TV. At the end of the first half, Northeast Eagles starting to come into some penalty issues, not really having a successful offense, as well as Rossview not having too successful of a time getting the ball downfield. But one play can change it all, just like this punt return you're seeing right now by Gus Antone, taking it all the way back for the first score for Northeast. They would then miss the field goal after that, but as of right now, Northeast is up 12-7 to start the second half, and they will be giving the ball away to Rossview. Deadly return man for Rossview, back to receive their running back, Fred Orr. A little bit of a pooch kick, doesn't quite get to the 30 to the 40-yard line, so it's going to be spotted at the 38-yard line. Rossview would take possession, 1st and 10.
If I'm Rossview, I'm using a little bit more of 85 as a tight end to see if we can get more yards, kind of like Gronk would. He's big and powerful, so if you can do it in a short yard situation like 2nd and 5 or 3rd and 4 or 3rd and below 5, you can use him, just kind of make sure that you get that security blanket.
Well, he is a big guy. Clayton Spence, senior, 6'5", 235. As first play of the half, they're going to hand it off to Fred Orr. Up the middle. There's going to be a fumble on the play.
Rossview has it back, though.
At the 45-yard line, it does look like Rossview recovers. Luckily, somebody right on top of the play.
Got a little John going on right there.
So the first play of the half for Rossview is a fumble. Luckily recovered by Rossview. It'll be 2nd down and about 5. There's been a lot of quarterback changes for Rossview. Looks like right now Gino Avros is in at quarterback. Fred Orr to his right. 3 receivers left. Possible pass look. Corners kind of coming up to stop the run. Run up the middle with Orr. Gets all the way through the defense, gets the first down at the 50-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Rossview.
He's just powering his way through there, making that secondary regret standing in his way, because he really is just powerful going downhill.
Now, if you can see, the actual defensive backs themselves are actually moving more towards the line, because Rossview is really just running the ball, as the quarterbacks are kind of getting close to their receivers, and their deep free safety is about only 12 yards off the line. Back in the shotgun for Avros, hands it off again. Orr gets smacked immediately and works his way through the pile, about 6 yards deep. And now it'll be 2nd down and 4 for Rossview.
This is that time that I'd see if I could get a security blanket in 85. Just do that little dump pass right over to him. He's taller than your linebacker, so you might be able to get that little jump pass right to him if you can just do it.
And the one thing you have to tell your receivers at this point, which was they struggled with early in the game, was catch the ball first and then run. And right there, Avros keeps the ball again on another QB draw like we've seen in most of the first half. Gains a few yards. It'll be about 3rd and 2 on the 40-yard line.
Looks like they have a little communications mishap down there on the sideline. 21 wasn't out there. He seemed a little hurt, but they couldn't get him off the field because it had been a legal substitution. So they got lucky right there and then not getting a big play.
This is your down. Coach Watson is calling you in the game.
Avros again back in the shotgun. They really like this shotgun look. Gonna drop back to pass. QB draw. Finds a hole up the middle. Gains the first down. Be stopped and actually tripped up at the 35-yard line. First down, Rossview. And finally, we're seeing a drive from Rossview that's actually getting successful first downs. Some positive yards. Looking pretty good so far. Looks like Clayton Spence in the slot position. Fred Orr in the backfield, motioning to the right. Gonna hand it off to him. Break a tackle. And work his way, turn all the way down to about the 28-yard line, and a very, very late flag.
On the tackle, flag on the play.
Looks like a little bit of chirpiness from both teams still. Not sure if that's what the penalty was about. Referees discussing the call.
Number 8 looked like he was the main cause of it. If it's against Northeast, he looked like he was the main cause. Let's see. Michael Rumble. Seems like it was a little something. Seems like it was something he said towards the bottom.
Looks like it's going to be offsetting penalties, personal fouls on both Rossview and Northeast.
Yeah.
Offsetting penalties.
Those penalties are going to end up figuring out which team can man up, and they're going to hurt one of the teams that decide they can't control themselves.
Yeah, well, they're getting a little bit, they're letting the emotions really fly in this game so far. We've seen a few times where the chirpiness has become physical very quickly. Avros has a man in motion. He's going to keep the ball again up the middle and just gets hammered at the 25-yard line. And it looks like they're going to spot it, give him a first down. About the 24-yard lines where they're going to spot him, and that is a first down Rossview.
At least Northeast on defense, they're swarming the football. They're not just one man's ever on the ball at any time. They're all usually there getting the tackle, trying to participate.
Seeing a lot of navy and gold jerseys hitting the ball. Avros again, straight up the middle with the ball. They really like the QB draw, and it's working. Up the middle for about 6-7 yards. Make that 5 yards.
Gain of 5 on the play.
Be 2nd and 5 Rossview at about the 20-yard line.
2nd and 5.
It's like a double tight end set coming for Rossview. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. Or in the backfield. Avros is going to keep it again to the right side, has some blockers, and trucks his way all the way to the 12-yard line. And that might be another Rossview first down. It's going to be at the 12-yard line. Again, a very successful drive we're seeing here from Rossview. Not quite something we saw in the first half.
Northeast just took out Michael Rumble. They had to get it. He's the one that got them the personal foul call, personal flag last time.
So this time he's going to hand it off to Orr. Flag flies, and Orr is still fighting down to the 7-yard line rather, but there is a flag on the play. Could be coming back. Looks like this one might go against Rossview. Could be a holding penalty. It's like block below the knees, Rossview. Illegal block below the knees. You got to hit them at the numbers. You have to be facing the numbers. If you hit them to the side, you'll get that call every single time. Rossview keeping this strong formation, double tight end set. Not much rotation in quarterback this drive. It's going to bring them back all the way to the 26-yard line. First down is on the 2. So it's first down and about 25 to go.
Since Rossview's been going up the middle so well running the ball, now they're starting to get into that 4-3 defense Northeast is. Trying to see if they can stop the run up the middle. So there might be a problem. Well, they got to hold the quarterback too.
There goes, hands the ball off to Orr. Orr looks like he found a lane but gets tripped up and is obviously frustrated at that. He's down at around the 22-yard line. A decent gain on first down, make it second down.
He gets by that outside linebacker. He has a shot to go all the way to the house.
Well, he's just so quick, so agile, and he's just a monster to be able to defend, especially on defense because of that lateral quickness. Looks like Avro's going to hand it off, and that's eaten up in the backfield for a loss of about 4 or 5 yards. A third down for Rossview at the 28-yard line.
Michael Rumble.
Looks like that tackle in the backfield was Michael Rumble.
He came in fast and hard. He was ready for that. He's been waiting for that moment to say, go ahead, take the blitz. He's been waiting for that.
Really teed off on that running back right there. So a third and very long here for Rossview. Avro's back in the shotgun again. Looks like a false start on everybody but the quarterback.
Yeah, everyone. That was a serious and unfortunate event right there.
It looked like everybody seemed to jump except for the center and quarterback. The ball was never snapped. Interesting penalty. Don't see that too often. Looks like there's going to be... They're going to continue to run the clock. It looks like Rossview is trying to huddle up as if it was a timeout, but the referee is letting the clock run. They're still under a play clock, so Rossview has to hurry. 3 wide receivers to the right. Avros rolls out, throws off his back foot, cross field, almost gets an interception. Very, very risky pass off his back foot, turning around across field. That's just a complete no-no when it comes to quarterbacking. I mean, off his back foot, rusher in his face, not the right call there.
No, he could have really made a big mistake right there with that ball. Could have been intercepted. If anybody would have been paying attention and that safety came down and scooped that, they would not have been paying or had enough time to react to stop him from getting to the other end zone. That could have been a pick 6 very easily.
So a dodged bullet there by Rossview. Now it's 4th down and very long. They have to take a shot deep. Avro's going to drop back, roll out to his left. He sees someone deep, he's open, and he has it. Touchdown Rossview. All the way, 26 yards.
That was a great play by the wide receiver because that ball was still behind him, but that was a great play. He held on to it, took the hit like a champ, and got it into the end zone just like he needed. That way to help your quarterback out, make it look like it should happen that way.
Well, interesting defensive call there by Northeast. I mean, it's 4th down, and the first down is 25 yards away. Touchdown is 26, 27 yards away. And they still attempt to rush him and allow 5 wide receivers for Rossview to go down the field with probably only 4 or 5 defenders to cover them. Interesting defensive call there. The kick is up and would have been good, but it's blown dead. Flag on the field. Be offsides defense. I think the kicker, and everybody thinks that it should have been declined and the kick is good, but they're gonna have him re-kick.
And this drive right here was the first passing touchdown of the game too, so maybe that'll open it up for Rossview later on throughout the game. Maybe they can open it up a little bit more and see what can happen.
Well, it looks like they're gonna switch in personnel. They're gonna go for this to try to go up by 3. Avros is under center with 3. Looks like Avers is going to hand it off to Orr, and he's going to punch it in for the 2-point conversion with 4 minutes and 3 seconds left in the third quarter to have Rossview go up by 3. Smart move, because now Northeast has to get a field goal to tie. So interesting move there. Now, let's see what Northeast has to offer. A lot of momentum now to Rossview. Beautiful blocking there by the offensive lineman to create that gap just off the left tackle.
And Orr read that perfectly. He just followed right behind his back and did not leave until he saw the man in front of him make contact. And once he did, you know, to jump around him as quick as you can. So he's very good at reading blocks. He's good at getting through the openings and whatnot. He's quick enough to, if there's an opening just for a split second, he's able to get through it too.
Now back to receive for Northeast. Looks like number 2, Quentin Cross, and as well number 10, Chris Taylor. Also short in the coverage, a dangerous return man that's already seen the touchdown today. Gus Antone just in front of Quentin Cross.
Yeah, let's see if they can do it again. Another big time special teams play.
Campbell back to kick. Kick is up, kind of a short, low kick. Fielded at the 20-yard line by Gus Antone. And here he goes again, very dangerous return man. Almost seems to break one away again, but is wrestled down at the 45-yard line.
They got lucky right there. I thought he was going to take it all the way again. I thought he was going to do it.
Well, interesting call there by the kicker to actually kick it towards Gus Antone. I mean, he's already returned a punt close to 70 yards to the house.
Well, honestly, I don't think that he paid attention that was him. I think he believed that he was in the back.
Looks like right there, Heath Williams tried to fake the handoff to Tyreek Freeman. Tried to throw a little bubble screen, didn't work. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. 3 minutes and 52 seconds left in the third quarter.
Green, please report to the announcement booth.
Williams back in the shotgun. Throws another bubble screen, doesn't quite get the block. Finds a way through the holes and maybe gets a gain of 1 at best. It'll be 3rd and 9 rather for the Eagles. Interesting 2 plays there, 2 bubble screens in a row. Both of them not so good.
Trying to get to the big play, man. Gus Antone, he's the one that they've been trying to get it to make sure to see if he can get out another big run or a big play.
3 receivers to the left. Drops back to pass. Pocket collapsing.
You got to see him open.
And actually gets tackled right after he lets the ball go. Incomplete pass. It'd be 4th down and 9.
While he's running up, he's got to see that that outside linebacker was not there covering the out. So right whenever he sees that and you have to take up and you turn those shoulders and stay forward with it, he could have got that ball off, and that could have been a massive game for him if he could have seen that.
Well, I think a lot of it does have to do with this Rossview pressure. They're putting a lot of pressure on Heath Williams right now, and that's forcing him to try to throw a quick pass that maybe he's not too comfortable with. I mean, just right there was somebody in the backfield waiting for him as soon as he tried to roll out of the pocket. And the punt right there is almost blocked by Rossview. Looks like it's going to be a fair catch at the 22-yard line. It'll be Rossview ball, 1st and 10 with 3 minutes and 8 seconds left on the clock. Still sporting a 3-point lead here in the third quarter.
Let's see if Rossview decides to use that passing game a little bit more like they've been doing, or they decide to give it to Orr. Because Orr, he's having himself a good game right now.
Now 1st and 10, Rossview. Avros in the shotgun, hands it off to Orr. Orr to the left side, breaking some tackles. Churning his feet, gets about 4 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6.
He's just trying to bully people. I mean, it's getting there a little bit, but he's not getting just too much help from his line either, but he's bullying.
You know, from a coach's standpoint, though, you got to love that he never stops moving his feet. He's always churning his feet. He's always chugging and trying to push the defender that's on him back. It's a good quality in a running back.
If he just keeps that fire and keep on moving like he is, he'll be a force to reckon with all throughout high school and possibly into the college level.
Still a junior, so he does have one more year left in him after this season. 3 wide receivers to the right, decides to QB draw it again, finds a lane, and just gets hammered at the 39-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Rossview with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in this third quarter. Good gain right there, and another good drive looming.
Maybe they're just not playing the quarterback run as well. They're sitting back, yes, but they're paying too much attention to wide receivers. He's made a few big plays, so that's why he's got so many openings in the middle, because they're dropping him back to cover up those receivers. But you got to be able and be ready to stop the QB run, because he is quick.
He's quick, and he's a senior, 5'6", so not a really big guy. Has that low center of gravity. Hands it off to Orr. Orr seemed to trip and catch himself, spinning, and finally taking about 8 Eagles down with him. 6 yards later, it would be 2nd down and 4 for Rossview.
He just keeps showing that power. He's got a lot. He's a lot stronger than what you'd think, or used to look on paper. You're thinking that, oh well, he's a big, fast guy. He's got long limbs. He can stay away from tacklers, but he likes to go right at tacklers, take them head on. He's being a powerhouse right now.
And the more they run the ball, the more the danger seems to come about that there could be another big bomb in the future. We'll see. Avros again, drawing up the center. Looks like he's going to be either right on or barely short of the 1st down at the 49-yard line. Be 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Clock still running. They're going to give it short of the 1st down.
It's 3rd and short.
It'll be 3rd and inches.
Eagles fans, we need you to strap on your helmet.
Yeah, about 3rd and inches. If I was them, I'd just about give it to Oregon. You know who'll get you those yards.
Now, interesting look again here. 3-man line here for Northeast.
He's the bell cow.
In an obvious running situation. QB sneak with Avros up the middle, about 5 yards, just carrying people. 7 yards maybe. Down to the 46-yard line.
I don't necessarily agree with that defensive play calling, because that was a great move for Rossview, because they're manhandling them. It's not even a test for them right now. But whenever you know it's an obvious run play, like you said, and you have a 3-man front, you better start sending the blitz to everybody.
And at the end of the third quarter, it's like Northeast did give up the lead. Ever so slightly, though. Northeast trails in this one 12-15. We'll be right back here on APSU-TV.
Don't miss a snap this season with Inside the Film Room. Head football coach Will Healy goes behind the scenes to give analysis of our previous game and a preview of the next. We'll go in depth with the stories of our governor's student athletes and assistant coaches. That's Tuesdays at 6:30 on APSU-TV and also on Facebook at Let's Go Peay and the OVC Digital Network.
Right now, Northeast has the lead. I'm sorry, Rossview has the lead, 15-12. Here in Clarksville, Tennessee, in the first APSU-TV game of the week in the 2017 season, here in the fourth quarter.
As you were saying, I don't see this game changing if Northeast, they can't step up with that defensive line. Their defensive line is being manhandled, and you cannot win a game, especially against a team like this with Fred Orr. You cannot be manhandled up front. You've got to be able to hold your own instead.
Well, again, interesting last call there by the Northeast defense, sporting a 3-man line in an obvious running situation at 3rd and inches. Rossi's been running the ball all night, and they still decide to go to the 3-man line. It'll be a false start.
Flag on the play.
on Rossview. Everybody's pointing at each other. Let's see what the ref says. False start, Rossview.
He moved the ball. Whenever you move the ball, you got to be ready to go. You can't slow down.
It'll be 1st and 15 for Rossview at about the 49-yard line. Not any QB changes anymore. Avros seems to be staying in the game. He's leading his team all the way down the field. Motion receiver. Avros keeps himself. Up the middle with a decent gain, about 3-4 yards. The 2nd down, about 12.
Now they can live with that game, Rossview can, but if they would have been in normal field position, still getting that flag, that false start, then they would be in a good position right now to keep on trucking, keep running. But now they might have to think about passing the ball. They might have to worry about putting the ball through the air, because that's just, you can't rely on running 24/7 most of the time.
Avros is back by himself. Motions Orr, hands it off to him, wide. Flag on the play. And Orr gains about 7 yards, but this one, again, might be coming back. It'll be holding on Rossview. And penalties for both teams have just eliminated any type of momentum that each team has had. And I mean, in certain situations, like right there, a decent yard or decent gain there by Fred Orr, just taken back by a simple penalty.
Yeah, they keep shooting themselves in the foot, not being able to to have that momentum gaining forward, because every time they do something good, like you said, they're shooting themselves in the foot and they're being pushed back for more and more yards.
So now it's going to be 2nd down and a long way to go. Another flag on the field. Decent gain of 6 yards there. But this one, again, might be coming back. Injured Hawk on the field. Looks like a lineman. I believe that's number 54 for Rossview, Zach Spoonamore.
And much as they've been pushing up front, that's going to hurt Rossview line. He's a starter. He's been doing good. He's been able to push people, and he's been able to make holes for the running backs and everything. So we don't know who the backup is for him. We'll see whenever it comes in, see if he can do the same thing that he has for them.
Not putting any weight on that right foot, really. Now starting to. Obviously being helped off the field, but still able to walk off the field under his own power, which is always a good thing. That is a big hit to the offensive line. 5 seniors in the starting lineup for the offensive line for Rossview. So now who's going to step up? Next man up, as most coaches say.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we'll see whoever comes in for is going to be ready to take that responsibility to kind of keep the formations of the line and keep the chemistry, because chemistry in a line is a big thing. That's what keeps them able to work together, pull at the same time, being able to run off each other's backs and staying with them. That's what we'll see how it works out for them. But
it looks like there's going to be a slight shift. Left guard Gavin Price is going to move to center. Deep pass there. Yeah. By Avros to the tight end.
That's the same play that they ran earlier that he was not prepared for. But look, as soon as he hit 6 yards, he turned around and was already looking for the ball, and right then he was already seeing it come through there. So he did it perfect that time. They had to talk that over throughout halftime.
Well, you called it. They needed to try to target the big man as their tight end, Clayton Spence, 6'5", 235. And they sure did right there. Wasn't quite a first down, still 4th and about 6, but still took a lot of yards away. So now they have a possible opportunity to go for this, but they will not. They will punt the ball away. Campbell back to punt. Again, dangerous return man, Gus Antone, back to run this thing. Kick almost blocked. Kind of a very short kick and kind of shanked. It's going to be out of bounds at the 19-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10, Northeast.
At least he kicked it inside the 20. All the colleges, that looks like a good kick to them, a good punt.
Making the other team drive the entire regulation length of the field. So now with 9:26 left on the clock. Northeast still down by 3, needs something here to try to get some momentum. Gonna hand it off. In motion toss, gains about 3 or 4 yards, and he's gonna be downed close to the 20-yard line. He's 2nd down, Northeast.
Pretty sure that's only the 3rd or 4th carry he's had now, but if they never get him outside, I bet he's going to be a threat. The outside linebacker isn't staying in the way, or staying out to how he should if they're trying to contain.
It'll be Williams and Freeman. He's going to hand it on to Antoine. Not much of a gain there, probably just a couple yards. A 3rd down and about 5. Actually, 3rd down and 3. And now, looks like either a possible cramp or a flop, and he's in either obvious pain. Looks like it could possibly be a cramp. He's very frustrated.
He was trying to change his position in the formation and just went down.
It looked like he was possibly trying to go in motion there. He immediately fell to the ground as soon as he got past the hash. Now he looks very frustrated again.
That coach has got to get him somehow to make them step up and realize they're what's going to win or lose the game for them. The offensive line is. They can't sit there and just let them get 2 yards every carry, because if you look back, that's about what they're averaging right now. They're averaging 2 to 4 yards every carry. And I mean, if you're averaging 4, yeah, you can make 1st downs on that all day, but whenever you're only getting 2 yards some carries and you've got flags taking you back so far, then there's nothing you can really do to help win the game.
Well, there's almost a sense of predictability, you know, and eventually if you just keep running the ball, defenses will normally try to adjust for that. And while we have an injured player on the field, we are going to go to break. We'll be right back here on APSU-TV.
The cost of everything has gone up dramatically.
Who was that? Gus Antoine?
With one exception, keeping electricity affordable. That's the power of your co-op membership. Learn more at together.
Who's the one injured? What number is he?
Gus Antoine.
It's Gus Antoine.
Your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Just like Austin Peay students and athletes strive to be their best every day, D&I Corp strives to help make your business a winning team. With over 30 years of direct mail experience, D&I can help your business reach new customers and stay in touch with your current ones. We provide your business resources to help you design and manage any type of direct mail or email campaign. D&I also has the latest and up-to-date customer list. Stop by our new Nashville location or call 615-313-7000 online at dnicorp.com.
And we're back here at Northeast High School. It looks like Gus Antoine was on the ground writhing in pain. Important to note, he was injured in the first game of the season with a leg injury, so possibly could have reoccurred. Nevertheless, back on offense for Northeast, and up the middle goes Williams for a good gain there. It's going to be 1st down Northeast.
1st and 10, Eagles!
8 minutes left.
They haven't ran with him very much this game, but I guess they got to figure something out, a way to get something going for them on their side. So any way possible, let's see if we can get him going.
Williams back in the shotgun again. Decides to keep the ball as well. A hard hit as he hits the ground. down to about the 39-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5. Two plays in a row. Williams has taken the ball and ran. This time he's going to hand it off to Tariq. And he's just going to pound his way. Ball's out. And it looks like Rossview has recovered the fumble. And Rossview will take possession of the ball at their own 46-yard line.
Rossview is just playing ruthless. They're hitting them straight up as hard as they can. They are not holding back anything. And it was a perfect spot where he put the helmet on the ball, and that's what knocked the ball out. It wasn't his arms or anything. He did strip it out, but he put that helmet right on the ball and just so happened to get that fumble. And
good awareness of that defensive player to be able to find the ball through all the chaos of Tariq Freeman actually bowling through all of the defense. And, you know, again, good awareness to find the ball, hit the ball, and then as well to fall on top of it. So now, Rossview ball, 49-yard line. Avros by himself. He's going to draw it again. Tackle down pretty quickly, gain of about 3. Be 2nd down and 7 for Rossview. Big momentum swing, again, as we've seen throughout this game. Now the only question is, can Rossview capitalize to try to begin to put this game away? Avros with 2 receivers left. Motions one of them. Keeps it up the middle. Goes down just to the right of the hash at the 45-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and about 4 or 5 yards. So now with 6 minutes and 36 seconds left in this game, Rossview now has a 3rd and 6.
It's 3rd down, Eagles fans, on your feet.
Looks like the dummy call ended up getting them a 1st down here.
Yeah, 57 jumped off sides. He's a junior. Raheem Savosa? Is that how he's been making a big impact this whole game. He's been in and out.
Raheem Savusa.
Yes, Savusa, yes. He's made a big impact on this game. He's still the one that they've tried to run away from because he's holding his own up there.
Well, again, penalties plaguing this Northeast defense. Looks like Avros will keep the ball again for about a 5-yard gain up the middle and a very late flag. Late. Not sure what this is going to be.
Pretty sure it's personal foul 85 because he pushed him again after the play was already over with. But I'm not positive. I could be wrong.
Let's see what the referee says. A personal foul on Rossview.
Yeah. On 85, he was blocking actually Raheem Suarez. The one we said he was blocking him. And he did a great job on that block too. But see, the thing is, after the play, you'll notice, see, he's pushing him out, pushing him out, pushing him out, and then boom, pushes him one more time right there.
Yep, right there. That's Clayton Spence, the big tight end that we've been talking about.
He's got to keep his cool though.
Still 2nd down. Avros again. Up the middle, doesn't get anything there. It'll be 3rd down and long, about 20 yards. Rossview offense looked like they were starting to get something going. And now because of one penalty, that momentum seemed to have stopped already. 5.5 minutes left in this game. Rossview still sporting a 3-point lead. 20 yards to go for the first. Obvious passing situation here. 3 receivers left. Avros rolls out to the left off his back foot. Crossfield screen. And Orr still on his feet after about 4 tacklers, could not seem to wrap him up and take him down. Gets almost back to the original line of scrimmage. Still be about 4th and 11.
He just keeps proving that he's one of those people that does not give up on every drive. He just keeps going. Look at this. Looks like he's about to go down as soon as he gets hit. Boom. Rolls right out of it. Keeps on trucking. Keeps legs moving.
And again, a great quality in a running back, watching those legs just keep moving no matter how much contact they receive. So, now Campbell back to punt it away for Rossview. A very short punt by Rossview. And it looks like they're going to get a flag on the play for roughing the kicker. And Campbell in obvious pain.
It looks like that was a good little fake right there so he could get the flag.
Acting skills sure did come into play.
That's right. Well, you can't jump at them. You jump in front of them. That's the only way you can keep from getting a penalty. They got to learn that.
And it's confirmed, roughing the kicker on Northeast. It's an automatic first down. So, just like a penalty took Rossview out of the offensive drive, now all of a sudden a Northeast penalty has immediately brought them back into the drive and in very possible scoring position.
You're better off strategically trying to contain that than you are to try and block a kick in that situation.
Now you're going to have to explain the mark from this one for me, because
Now Rossview sporting a 1st and 10 at about the 27-yard line. And Avros tried to keep the ball on another draw, gets swallowed up in the backfield. At a loss of a yard there, be 2nd down and 11.
Loss of 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 11.
It's like Avros again out of the shotgun, or to his right. 2 receivers left. Tight end on the right. And hand it off to Orr to the outside. Finds a gap to the outside, runs out of bounds at about the 21-yard line. Decent gain there. Left them with a 3rd and manageable. Probably could have attempted to keep the clock running and stay in bounds.
Yeah.
Decided to run out of bounds anyway.
I thought he might have tried to pull up field more instead of trying to get farther outside, but I mean, I guess if you're going to let the clock stop, might as well.
And there's a very late flag again. It looks like Rossview was celebrating after it was thrown. See the call. Possibly unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. Referee will have a talk with the coach. So 3 minutes and 6 seconds left in this game. And again, penalties are plaguing this Northeast team.
Northeast has got to do something or they will not be able to win this game. Like they're letting too much time being ran off the clock whenever Orr is in the game. Whenever he's in the game, they literally just keep pushing and pushing. And then even without them getting hardly any yards, they can still waste up to 1.5 minutes on 2 plays.
It's like Avos again. Another QB keeper up the middle and just seems to drag defenders all the way to inside the 5-yard line at about the 4. So now only a couple yards away from another first down, and then only a couple more for a touchdown. At this point, a touchdown could end up sealing it.
Northeast, because that penalty, that's beyond explanation. But I like wow, it's just really hard to describe that penalty, that situation. Now you can
So it'll be second down and 4 yards to go. Ball's placed on the 5-yard line. Avero's going to try to punch it in. 2 receivers left. Double tight end set. Going to hand it off to Orr, and Orr is going to chug all the way and touchdown Rossview Hawks.
Fred Orr used that speed just to get by that middle linebacker. Once he got past the middle linebacker, he took a hard step in and ran over the safety coming down to try to help. There's no stopping him there.
As of right now, Rossview up 21-12 with 1:59 left and could be up 22-12 pending this field goal. It's like Zayden Weber back to kick. Good snap, good kick, and it is good. Rossview now up 22-12 with 1:59 left in this game. And again, it looks like another flag on the field.
With 2 minutes left, I don't see this game changing much. I don't think there's any way for Northeast to be able to come back and win this game.
Looks like it was roughing the kicker. Declined by Rossview. They will kick the ball off to Northeast.
Penalties killed them, that's the only thing.
Now with a 10-point lead, with 2 minutes left in this game. Rossview's probably feeling pretty good right now, but Northeast really has to buckle down because it's still very possible, but highly unlikely.
That is true. They need that one big special play, and then they need to get the ball back right away. They have to have that big play very soon, just to even have a chance.
It's like back to receive. Number 10, Chris Taylor, and as well number 2, Quentin Cross. If you're Rossview defense at this point, probably thinking, obviously, no big plays, but keep them in bounds. Make them work the timeouts. Make them work the out of bounds. You know they're going to have to.
Yeah, well, that's going to be difficult because if they can use that speed to get to the outside, but they won't be able to use their big power back as much. Freeman won't be able to be used because he's just going to he can't really just power or go to the outside just as much. He uses so much power that he's going to stay within the lines. So now they got to start doing out routes. They got to start doing stuff, pushing and spreading the line or spreading them out.
And the kick goes out of bounds at about the 19-yard line. A penalty for kicking out of bounds. So now the Northeast Eagles are having decent field position here to start their drive here late in the fourth quarter. Looks like the Northeast is going to elect to accept the penalty and have it re-kicked. Now the kick will be at around the 35-yard line. Returners up to the 15. It looked like the attempt was to keep it away from the dangerous returners. Let's see if Campbell does it again. And the kick is away. Another little squib kick. Bounces straight up into a Northeast player. Looks like they might try the lateral move. And it doesn't work. He goes down at the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 with 1:53 left. Northeast needs something.
He would have been better off to just keep holding it with him and run across there and use that man to block for him. And maybe he could have kept going, but tossing it back to whenever they're right behind you like that, that didn't help anybody.
So now Northeast, Heath Williams back in the shotgun. Tariq Freeman. Williams is going to drop back to pass. Doesn't see anybody and goes down for a sack. And that sack, number 68, Mael Harden, defensive end senior, 6 foot, 205 pounds.
It looks like Northeast is showing quite a bit of emotion. It's like that it's almost kind of like it's in their head. It's in their head really about this game, and they're not showing a lot of confidence that they're going to come back to win this game, or at least have the chance. They just don't have that swagger, I guess what you would say.
Well, the biggest crusher to confidence is penalties in the game of football, and right now Northeast has just been plagued all day with penalties. So right here, right now, is where you start to see the men among boys. Who will step up? Who will be that next man up? Who will show that they belong on this field? Minute 42 left in the game. Northeast needing something desperately right about now. Rossview, kind of a deep coverage defense, only a 3-man line. Williams drops back to pass, deep bomb to the right side, and is intercepted on the sideline at the 35-yard line. Looks like Caden Miller, the junior, comes up with the interception at the 35-yard line. So now with 1 minute and 35 seconds, this game is about over.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have made that throw, especially whenever you look at him. He sits back and he overthrows him terribly. Like, he got scared, he felt the pressure. Whenever he felt the pressure, he overthrew. He threw the triple coverage where you see everyone. Instead of stepping up, he did it in his hitch step. He didn't release once he got to that hitch. You got to release then, or you're automatically late on the route. And he had number 10 downfield open.
It was interesting what he did. He decided to throw it anyway into a double coverage, but because of the trajectory of his throw, it gave the third corner enough time to come back in and make it a triple coverage, and that's what allowed it to be picked. Now Rossview ball, just trying to wind down the clock now, as they're more than likely going to come away with this victory. It'll be their second win in a row, as well as their second win overall. Improve their record to 2-2 so far, and improve their away record to 1-2. Avros again in the shotgun, probably just going to hand this off, double tight end set. Or in the backfield. Motion receiver. Avros just going to take it himself, finds a little lane, out to the 40-yard line, be second down and about 3 yards. Getting a little bit chirpy again. More pushing and shoving. Looks like referees are going to break it up before the flag is thrown.
They got Northeast head, man. That's all it was.
A timeout on the field.
Northeast defeated themselves. They were better. They could have been a better team tonight. They defeated themselves.
Now, all of your high school football games are being streamed live on the Clarksville-Montgomery County School Systems website at cmcss.net. Watch a replay of our high school football games on APSU-TV Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. APSU-TV is available on Spectrum Channel 192, AT&T U-verse Channel 99, and CDE Lightband Channel 9. And don't forget, we will be broadcasting the next game of the week, September 15th, Kenwood at Northwest at 7 p.m. Again, September 15th, Kenwood at Northwest at 7 p.m. on APSU-TV. So now the play's blown dead before it even starts. It'll be timeout Rossview. So 40 seconds left, up by 10. With the ball, and they decide to take a timeout.
I don't know why they decided to take a timeout, because this game is basically over. As much as you want to sit there and you want to act like that you still got a chance, it's just too far gone. They should have stepped up, and they shouldn't have been shooting themselves in the foot to where they basically ended in all hope for them.
Now, it is only 10 points. I mean, I'm sure we've seen crazier things.
Oh, we have.
And it is high school football. A lot of crazy things do tend to happen. But at this point, with Rossview, 3rd down, 40 seconds left, up by 10, it'll be hard for Northwest to stop them, stop the clock, score, onside kick, and score again with only 40 seconds left. And as well, only one timeout.
They're going to need some type of magic or juju on their side to get this one.
So right now, Rossview gets his first down. It's game over. And Avros just completely fools everybody. Is going to take a slide at the 49-yard line. He's going to call for a flag, but it will not fly.
It looked like he should have got a rough and passer. He went to slide, and he knew he was going to slide, but he still went to the head. But it's football. You can't call everything. If you do, it's no fun.
And the clock will start running. 32 seconds left in the game. And a victory formation here for Rossview. It was a well-played game for them. Great ground attack as well as a pretty good air assault on a few plays. Just going to let the clock die. Another flag flies. Again, getting too chirpy.
They're letting it all get in their head.
And they call it a rivalry for a reason. These guys really taking this loss to heart. As the bird battle, the battle of the birds, is going to go to Rossview this year.
Thing is, there's got to be something else being said out there that we can't really see. Like just from expressions, there's got to be something else being said out there because they threw that flag way too quick and way too hard.
Again, victory formation. Evros almost celebrating right there, ready to just take the knee. And there it is, and that's going to be game over. Rossview is going to take it 22-12 here in the APSU-TV game of the week here at Northeast High School. For everybody in the broadcast crew, I'm Aaron King.
And I'm Gavin Abbey.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.